What up? It's old Bob. I'm coming to you from where I live in Peekskill, where I work with peak skill. You know what I'm saying? Jerzy Gwadowski. He's a pun champion. There's a reason. You don't know what I mean by that? Check the link. If you like puns, check the link. If you don't like puns, check it. Check the link. It might make you like puns. You know what I'm saying? I like puns. I think they're fun. I'm a word guy. That's why I'm coming back this week with some more philosophy, some more music for you. Hey, listen, you don't want to hear me talk? That's cool. No offense taken. Just jump right to the music. The song's at the end. I got a new joint for you. But this week I'm going to talk about shame a little bit before I jump into the music. My cousin hit me up and he said, Bob, I love the video. I like the part where you talked about shame and self-love. I said, okay, let me make a video about that. You see, because this is a conversation. This is a dialogue we're having. I appreciate the feedback. You know, if you have anything you want to talk about, let me know. I'll oblige to the best of my abilities. I may not know much, but I do like the sound of my own voice. And that'll get you, if you have a dollar, it's gonna get you a cup of coffee. That and $1, that'll get you a cup of coffee. It's a conversation. And so, hey, maybe you want to make a response video and I'll make one back. It'll be like Marco Polo, but on YouTube. It's asynchronous communication. It's beautiful. Let's have a dialogue. So shame. It's funny, when you start to focus on something, you become a magnet for that energy in the universe. I had already been working on a song that was about my childhood, about some of the stuff that I felt ashamed of, and started working on that last week. And I watched a show with my wife last night. It was a new special by Jerrod Carmicheal. It's a comedy special, but it's deeper than that. It's much deeper than that. It's a lot of life, a lot of philosophy, a lot of just, you know, that good stuff. And he just unpacks shame and secrecy in such an honest, vulnerable, funny, very funny way. And it's just so evocative and easy to empathize with. He just wears his heart on his sleeve. So I highly recommend that special. It's called Rothaniel. Go check that out. So after the special, my wife and I were talking about shame and about secrecy and about the role that they play in our lives and in our stories and in our families. And I stumbled across this idea that resonated with her. I hope it resonates with you too. And that's that we can't ever really be loved unless we're really known. And we can't fully trust that the people around us love us unless they fully know us. So if we're holding parts of ourselves back because we're afraid of the consequences of revealing the things that we're ashamed of, we're actually running headlong into the destiny that we're trying to avoid, because there's no way of knowing that they will be met with love. And that's a scary place to be in. And so we push that down. And then shame has an antidote. It's honesty. It's honesty and love. So I'm writing this song that's about some of the things I'm ashamed of, and one of them is my anger. I'm ashamed of my anger. I'm ashamed of it for two reasons. One, because of what it says about me, what I'm capable of, who I'm capable of being. And when I was younger, I was a very, very angry teenager. Like past your normal tipping point of like angry teen, like violent, like I would get into rages and I would scream and I would cry and I would lose my temper. I would lose control. I would hit my brother. I pulled a knife on him at one point. I mean, really, really stuff that I'm ashamed of, you know, to be honest with you. And it scares me because I think if that's what I'm capable of, am I capable of that now? Have I really changed, or is that in there still? You know, anger is such a forceful emotion, and it's a destructive energy, and it's counterbalanced by the creative energies. And in me and in a lot of people, they're in harmony, right? They're in a dance with each other. So somebody even asked me once, they interviewed me, and they said, how come you always play angry characters? That anger is such a part of my creative energy. So if I'm ashamed of that anger, which I am, and I'm trying to work through, and I push that down, I'm actually taking away, I'm throwing out the baby with the bathwater. I'm taking away from my true creative self. The other reason that I'm ashamed of my anger is where I get it from. And what it says about the people who raised me, specifically my dad, who, when I was younger, before he had stopped drinking, had a pretty violent temper. You know, it traumatized me being around that kind of anger as a child. And I just gotta say that out loud. That's part of my story. You know, it is what it is, right? That's the name of the record. It is what it is. And at first blush, it might seem like this song that I'm going to show to you is judgmental of my dad, but I really don't see it that way. I recently came across a box of his stuff that he had given me, and I saw my last Father's Day letter to him, and in it I said, when I was a kid, I thought you were invincible. But now that I know what you struggle with, I really do think you're a hero. And so it comes back to the fact that I really started to know my dad as a person. That made me love him even more. So this song is called Long Island Expressway. Probably going to be on the album. It definitely fits the mold of the type of songs I'm working toward. It's not going to sound like this. When I play this stuff with the diehards, it's going to sound different. But I just wanted to give it to you, you know, fresh off the brain, fresh out of the studio, and let you in on the developmental process of how an album gets built, how this album is getting built, and what it means to me. So enjoy. I hope you get to do something creative and fulfilling today. Let me know how it goes. Let me know what you're up to. All right, y'all take care. Peace.
Childhood pops wild, a photo was stayed. Every evening the stampede and was earth shattering. That's Long Island for you. Where they taught me to run, but if you keep going, eventually you hit the ocean. Brace yourself. A shot from the cold to get you open, erase yourself. A cipher is a circle and a hole. Chase yourself. Roots always come up from the soil. Wanna fix yourself? You better learn to burrow. Dig deep, DJs in the crates, needle in the groove. Wanna set the record straight, might take some salt in the wound. Can't teach a sleeping dog new tricks. Wake 'em up, the past is just a myth that we've been making up. You know that poets used to be warriors. That's why a scar is nothing more than a wrinkle on which the story turns. Maybe I wasn't getting screwed up, I was getting screwed in, clued into who I could become if only I didn't run from the anger that I heard when I would burrow back behind the record stacked inside my bedroom closet. I never thought of music as my line of first defense until I wrote this verse and saw that 6-year-old hiding in his favorite spot, and Bill would come and put his arms around me. Big brother grass to match the madness of our dad. He said the storm would pass, it wouldn't last, and we were safe and sound behind the Michael Jackson, People Bryson, Frank Sinatra, Harry Chapin, Barbra Streisand. But I learned to work in Willis with the loudest screaming as I grew into a man. How natural it sounded to me. They said I had a temper. Guess they didn't get the memo. Taught me to speak English, then got stoned when I said hello. Oh hell no, I'm throwing elbows in the pain. Billy wasn't able to keep me safe while they was raising Cain. Anger can be your best friend when you make pain your enemy. The wrath of God, my dad, and myself, my holy trinity. If only I could let it go, but I only bury it. It grew into a tree, I cut it down and made it grow so I couldn't carry it. But everything that dies decomposes. Lay it down to rest, go and feed the roses.